Hello everyone, Meisterang here, and happy Thanksgiving to you, to me, to everyone you care about, and to hopefully all of the villagers here. Alright, the judge believes the plague doctor. No, no Thanksgiving for number 9. We'll fight on in the memory of those that we've lost. We do not. Oh, we could have it. We possibly have a doppelganger. Okay. If I could test the plague doctor, I want to test the plague doctor, but there isn't anybody that I'm completely sure about right now. Okay, so 2 thinks that 3 is telling the truth, and 2 thinks that 9 is corrupted. What does 3 think? Okay, 3 agrees. I mean, of course 3's gonna agree with, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so 2 and 3 agree with each other, which I knew when the judge said 3 is telling truth. Anyway, yeah, so Plague Doctor thinks that 9 is corrupted and 4 is evil. Okay, well, what does this Jester think about these guys? That there are 3 evils among them? You know what? Sure, let's kill this Jester. Okay, he's corrupted. Fine. Alright, get out of here. And we have, okay, we almost certainly have a doppelganger then. Let's see if this Slayer can kill 2. So I'm pretty sure the Poisoner... Yeah, the Poisoner has to have corrupted 4. Unless, I guess, unless there's another Plague Doctor hidden. Anyway, the left side is definitely not more evil, so, alright, cool. That was a rocky start, but we'll salvage Thanksgiving, it's fine. You know what we do when we see an alchemist? Nah, I'm not gonna kill him. Okay. We don't have any outcasts, so, yep. Yeah, so we just test the druids and see if they say no outcasts. Yeah, so 1 is truthful and 4 is not. So 3 is either evil or corrupted. Right now she's telling the truth, so we have to... Oh, she got cured by the... Oh my goodness. Freaking alchemist. Good job, alchemist, I guess. 3 away from corrupted character. It is not possible for 1 or 4 to be corrupted, since 1 is truthful and 4 is evil. And... Alright, what does this Jester think? Okay, Jester's telling the truth, and I guess that just means... Yeah, everyone's accounted for except the person I can't see. Okay. So we have a baker, and 7 did not get turned into a baker, which leads me to believe that 7 is, well, I guess either an outcast or an evil, but what outcast could 7 be? Not a doppelganger, since there's no second lover, so it just had to be, either a drunk or an evil. Anyway, so they're either 0 or 2 adjacent to this lover, and there aren't 2 because 6 is good, so 1 has to also be good. Okay. 2 away from corrupted character. Okay. So 1 thinks that 3 is corrupted. Oh, one of these knitters is lying. There we go. Yeah, I knew that 2 was lying, and hopefully 2 wasn't corrupted. Alright. I guess this Empress is telling the truth on a technicality. Yeah, so 3 is good. There's no corruption here, so whatever. I guess I want to flip over anyone that I know is good. So that I can use their ability if they have one. Like if there's a good jester or something. I don't know. If somebody's good, if somebody has an ability but they're evil, that ability might not work at all. Alright, whatever. Truthful bishop. Good job, bishop. You get to live. We have 2 knights. We can't actually have 2 knights. We have every outcast in the roster except the one outcast that could allow there to be multiple knights. Bruh. Okay. Is 2 corrupted? Yes. Wow, Plague Doctor, you're great. Anyway, oh, okay. I got a little lost in thought, but yeah, there's still somebody who's corrupted because of this Plague Doctor. So this alchemist is obviously lying, but might be corrupted. This is really bad. Um, okay, so 8 thinks that 9 is evil. Hmm. So 5 is definitely good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so there's 1 evil among these 3, and 1 person who's corrupted among these 4. Okay. Is it okay? So those are the possible evils. If 7 is evil, then 8 has to be corrupted. So it could be that 7 is evil and 8 is corrupted. Okay. It could be that 8 is evil and then 7 is corrupted. Okay, 8 is evil, 7 is corrupted. Or what if it's 9 is evil? I guess if it was 9 that's evil, then it's 7 that's corrupted. Okay. Actually, since we know that 7 is lying, let's just see what the judge thinks. Okay, so the judge is telling the truth. Good job, judge. That means 8 is lying. So 7 and 8 are both lying. Okay. Now the fortune teller can distinguish them. All right, because the fortune teller is truthful. Good job, fortune teller. And drunk knights are tricky. Okay. I think these knights have to be a doppelganger pair. Or they could be a drunk and puka. Yeah, so a puka would not disguise as a knight if there's another knight on the board. And the same thing with a drunk. But they could both pretend to be knights. Like if the drunk is pretending to be a knight, then the puka could also pretend to be a knight. Oh, we know this lover is good, because if she was evil, then her statement would be true, but she should be lying. So she's good. It's possible that she's corrupted. Because, I mean, if she was next to a puka, she would be corrupted. Let's just kill 4 and see what happens. Oh, nice. Got it in 1. Okay, so either Oracle is truthful and 8 is evil, or 1 is corrupted. Okay. Yeah, but we know 1 is good. Huh, okay, we know both the oracles are good. At least one of them is corrupted. Actually, the only way to have 2 oracles is if one of them is a doppelganger. And since the doppelganger can't be corrupted, we know that one of them is telling the truth. I'm placing my bets on 6 being a minion. Hey, got him. Okay. Oh, and 1 must be corrupted. since the minion is already accounted for. So 8 is not a minion, so 8 must be good. 8 is good, might be corrupted. 1 is good, is definitely corrupted. I think it's guaranteed. Yeah, it's definitely guaranteed safe to kill this knight because the only way the knight could be corrupted is if he's next to a poison or a puka, which is not the case. Awesome. Okay, so 8. Oh, hold on. So 1 is definitely corrupted, which means 9 did not cure corruption. All right, get out of my game. Alright, good job, poet. You get to live. So we have a shaman pair. Yeah, and it's just the 2 poets. 3 away from closest evil. I don't believe that. Oh yeah, the druid just gets to gets to say no outcasts. You know what? Let's just I think 5 is the puka because it looks like 6 is lying and so is 4. Yep. It's nice having some people that I know are guaranteed good. Okay. I guess 5 got turned into a baker and then died. Closest evil is clockwise. That must be true. So that means 6 must be the evil and not 4. No character was affected by an evil. Okay, well that's a thing that a witness would only say if they were truthful. So good job, witness. There's 1 outcast and it could be the Plague Doctor and it could be something else. So any bishop that points at a face-up outcast is always truthful. Yep. Yeah, because the outcast is either an outcast or a minion. And a lying bishop would point at 3 villagers. Okay. You know, let's just test the Plague Doctor. Alright, Plague Doctor is a big liar. So 7 is an outcast. Probably a doppelganger? I don't know, let's just kill this Empress and see what happens. Nice. Okay. I just had a hunch that 7 was a doppelganger and everything fell into place when I just assumed that was true and it happened to be true. If that was false, then I don't know. Hopefully we wouldn't be cooked. Okay. Bishop is truthful. So there's 1 evil among 5 and 8. So this Jester is a big liar. The only possible corruption is from a Plague Doctor, and if I try to snipe the Lilith now, I might prevent people from getting killed by Lilith. Okay, you know, did the best we could. Anyway, is 5 a real confessor? Yes. The only way that a fake confessor would say I am good is if they're doppelganger. Okay, the confessors made it really easy for that bishop. 3 or 4 is a shaman. Okay, I guess that's kind of true. On a technicality, I think it's just 7 and 9 are the last 2 evils. Cool. We did it. Four cards away from closest evil. No, you're not. Boo. You know, I knew the risk when I did that. No corrupted characters. Okay. Yeah, 6 is evil, 3 is corrupted. Good job, Plague Doctor. No corrupted characters. That is a lie. This bishop is telling the truth, and 7 is good. What about this judge? Okay, this judge is good, and this knight is not. Nine is not good. Okay, 4 is probably corrupting 3. Yeah, actually, I think that is guaranteed what has to be going on, because 8... Yeah, 4 was, like, corrupted by the Plague Doctor or something, then... Or, no. Whatever, let's just... Basically, if 3 was not corrupted by the Puka, like, nothing would make sense. Because 8 would have to be... If 3 was not corrupted by a Puka, then the fact that 8 is lying wouldn't make any sense. Because, like, 3 is corrupted by the Plague Doctor, 4 is corrupted by the Puka or something. It doesn't make sense since we know the Bard is lying as well. Okay. Who wants to bet that 1 is a drunk? Okay, 1's not a drunk. Thank goodness. 1 is a real knight. I guess that's true. Okay, what does this judge think? Alright, this judge is a liar. Closest evils clockwise, that is true. It sometimes takes me a moment to remember which way is clockwise and which way is counterclockwise when it's the poet, because when it's the enlightened, there'll always be an arrow, like the arrow pointing clockwise or counterclockwise. Anyway, let's see if the Slayer can kill the judge. You suck. Okay, they might just both be evil then. What does this fortune teller say? Fortune teller says that 3 is in fact evil. Good job. But yeah, so this judge is a liar. Okay. Yeah, we know the judge is a liar, so 6 must be telling the truth then. So I guess 7 was a bombardier. Anyway, I guess we just killed these guys. Yep. Okay. Well, we can't actually have 2 gem crafters, so already we know that 3 isn't actually good. Okay, that was easy. There was a chance that one of the gem crafters was good and corrupted, but eh. Alright, well, we have 2 poets. Alright, and 6 claims that 5 and 7 are good. Okay. Let's think about who could be what. So, who could be the puppet in this case? Well, 7 and 8 cannot be the puppet, because then an oracle would never say 7 or 8 is a puppeteer. So, 6 cannot be a puppet, because 6 would not, 6 would be 1 away from the closest evil in that case. 5 cannot be a puppet, because 7 or 8 would have to be a puppeteer, that's too far away. Okay, so one of these 4 is a puppet. If 4 is the puppet, then the left side would have to be more evil, which means at least one of the 3 people on the left would have to be evil. So what, 4 is the puppet, and 0 people on the right. So 4 is the puppet, 5 is the puppeteer, and then, wait, 4 is the puppet, 5 is the puppeteer, and then the puka would be one of these three. But, oh, actually, hold on. We have a doppelganger somewhere. Lover, Slayer, Gemcrafter, Judge, Architect, Oracle. Okay, those are all different, which means 7 and 6 have to be the doppelganger pair. They're both good, and they're probably both truthful, but one of them could be next to the puka. Okay. So, what does that have to do with, Oh, right. Okay. So, at this point, could 4 be the puppet? Well, 4 was the puppet, 5 would have to be the puppeteer, and 8 would have to be the puka. But then 8 would be telling the truth, that there are no evils adjacent to her. So, yeah, it's actually impossible for 4 to be the puppet. Okay. Okay, then what? Well, I don't know. Okay. Alright, so one of those three is the puppet. If 2 is the puppet, then 3 has to actually be good, in which case the puppeteer would be 1, so it would be 2 and 1. And then 8 would be lying. Then I guess 8 would have to be the puka, but then 5 statement makes no sense. So, yeah, 5 would never say that 8 could be a puppeteer if 8 is a puka. So 2 cannot be the puppet. Okay. Could 3 be the puppet? Well, if 3's the puppet, then, if 3's the puppet, then 2 is lying, and probably 2 is the puppeteer? I don't know. Well, okay, so if 3 is the puppet, then the left side is definitely not more evil, and 3 is obviously not good. And 5 is obviously not telling the truth. Okay. So what, it would be like 4 is the puka and 2 is the puppeteer, something like that? It's believable. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna see if the judge agrees with the gem crafter. Okay, so the judge is the puppet. Yeah, so if the judge was a regular evil, then, 2's statement would be false, and 3 would lie about that and say that it's true. Anyway, yeah, so puppet and puppeteer and puka. Yep. One or 7 is a minion. Okay. 4, 6, 7 is a minion outcast villager. Well, okay. Well, alright. 7's telling the truth. We can't have any duplicates, so if one bishop is truthful, then the other bishop just has to be evil. Okay, so 2 is a villager. We know this bard is lying. 2 is accusing 1. Okay. 4, 6, and 7. Oh, well, it's funny that the Empress and the Bishop are pointing to the exact same 3 people. Anyway, 5 is obviously lying, so let's just kill her and see what happens. Nice. Well now I can just click everybody, since I don't have to worry about, the Lilith doing anything to me. And I guess there's no drunk, so there's no risk to killing the knight. 1 or 7 is a minion. I don't know. Let's just kill random people. Well, let's kill one. Oh, okay, yeah, and if one was good, well, I guess one could not be corrupted. So if I kill one and one is good, then I know that the person he tried to kill was also good. Okay, the Oracle thinks that she's next to a minion. Okay, cool. We have 2 lovers. We have... What other duplicates? Oh, we have 2 lovers and we have 2 slayers. Okay. So, one of these has to be evil, unless 4 is corrupted. And if they're all good, then 4 could only be corrupted by a plague doctor. Let's see what the plague doctor thinks about that. Okay, the plague doctor thinks that 6 is evil and 4 is corrupted. Okay. Well, then both of the slayers must be good. Let's see if 3 can kill 6. Oh, good job. Okay, so this oracle's corrupted. Both these guys are good. I guess that means 4 is corrupted by a plague doctor. We know that 5 can use his ability. His ability works. Hey, good job. Okay, no corrupted characters. I don't believe that, since actually, yeah, that's impossible because we have to have 2 outcasts, and one of them has to be the Plague Doctor or drunk. Okay, so 6 is for sure lying. Let's see what the Plague Doctor thinks. 6 is not corrupted. Okay, good job, Plague Doctor. Alright, now what? Alright, do we have a doppelganger? Okay, well this druid's a big liar. Yeah, I just kill anybody who's, just kill anybody who's lying. There isn't much corruption to go around, so, yeah, there's only one corrupt character, and we killed him, and we still won easily. Okay, well, this baker is good. This baker... Well, let's see. I think 7 has to be the puka, because there should be no way that this oracle did not get turned into a baker. Cool. Okay, we got 2 outcasts. I don't know, not much to do here. We didn't get any nighttime refresh abilities before the first night cycle. Let's kill this confessor. Maybe she's the puka. I mean the Lilith. Okay, so 8 is next to an outcast. Oh my goodness. Freaking bruh. Okay. Oh, well, this bishop is telling the truth. 4, 7, and 8 contains 1 evil, and 7 is probably the outcast. So 4 is probably just a villager. Actually, there's no face down outcast, so 4 is just a villager. And cannot be well, it could be corrupted if there's a plague doctor. Okay, but that wasn't the case. Yay. Right side is more evil. Well, this architect cannot be evil. Okay. Which is 3 cards away. There's no way. Alright, well, the bombardier got killed by Lilith. I guess that's good. There are no minions. Okay, that's true. Confessor's truthful. 2 away from corrupted, 1 away from corrupted. Well, we know there's a doppelganger, so the 2 bards have to be good. And I think, well, at least one of them has to be telling the truth. I'm pretty sure one is just, yeah, the puka. So it's like, yeah, 5 was accusing 7, and 3 was accusing 2 of being corrupted. It's like, at least one of those has to be telling the truth, which probably just means that one is the puka. I think it was guaranteed, but I couldn't be bothered to calculate it all out. Okay. Let's see what 9 says. 8 is a real scout. Okay, shaman is 1 away from... Well, let's just... Oh, freaking witch. Okay. Well, we have possibly a doppelganger. Okay. Oh, we have a shaman. Yeah, okay, so we should have duplicates. There are 2 pairs of evil. I don't believe that. You got him. 4 or 9 is a shaman. I guess that's true, and 9 has to be good. Shaman is 1 away from closest evil? I don't believe that. Well, what is this Plague Doctor evil? Yes, this Plague Doctor is evil. Alright, well, I guess this scout... You know, thank goodness for the scout, I guess. 2 cards away from closest evil. I find that hard to believe, but I guess it might be possible. I don't know. I don't believe it. Yeah, because I knew that 9 was good, and I was like, okay, it's probably not that 9 is like a Plague Doctor corruption victim or a drunk. I don't know, whatever. Ooh, okay. Whenever a scout says 4+, he has to be telling the truth. Okay. We do have a doppelganger. Is it possible that the doppelganger pair is the 2 bards? I feel like it's not, but I don't know, maybe. We do know that this bombardier has to be good. I feel like the doppelganger pair has to be the knitters, but let's see if it could be the bards. Okay, so one of them has to be telling the truth since they're the doppelganger. And then the other one might be corrupted. I think I think one of them has to be corrupted. They can't both be truthful. Because if 8 is truthful, then either 2 or 5 is corrupted. Which I guess if they're both truthful would mean 5 is corrupted. And then 2 statement, well, 1 cannot be corrupted in this hypothetical, so it would be 3 and 5 are corrupted. But like, they can't both be next to poisoners and pukas. Yeah, so these bards cannot both be truthful. Well, okay, so 8 seems to be implying that 5 is corrupted. Let's see if 5 agrees with that. Okay, maybe. 8 might be good. I feel like there's only one pair of evil is probably the doppelganger pair. No, wait. No, they're... no, they're not. Yeah, because the 2 evils are 4 away from each other. Okay. Okay. Right, yeah, and because they're 4 away from each other, it has to be 2 or 3. But because the demon's disguise is a knitter, the other knitter has to also be a disguise. Okay, we'll just click the fortune teller. She says true. Okay. Okay, what does this fortune teller say about these 2? False. Okay, cool. So the fortune teller is truthful, and one of these is evil. Let's see what this druid thinks. Druid thinks that there's a bombardier, so probably Well, the druid is definitely good, since guaranteed 1, 6, and 8 contains an outcast. Like, no matter what it is. Anyway, makes it very likely that 1 is the, 1 is a bombardier, and 3 is the evil. Okay. You know what we do when we see a dreamer? We click them on a dead person. On a dead evil, if we have a dead evil. The 7 is allegedly a real dreamer. These judges agree with each other, which is not looking good for the judges. Okay. So the medium is truthful. That's cool. I guess the medium could be a puppet. Right. Okay, so these judges are both lying. Okay, so this architect is lying, and his architect is also lying. Okay, I've identified a lot of people who are lying, so that's neat. 2 people can be corrupted in this game. Bishop's telling the truth. Closest evil's clockwise. That is, I find that unlikely. But yeah, so 4, 8, and 9 contain an outcast. And since 4 and 9, yeah, there are no face-down outcasts. So 8 just has to be a real plague doctor. Which means this enlightened is lying. 1 is evil, 6 is corrupted. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so right side is more evil. Because, you know, the left and the equal architects are both lying. I'm pretty sure that makes me think it's very likely this medium. Oh, man. Okay, fine. So, 9's a puppet. Yeah, the right side is more evil. Oh boy. I mean, I knew that 2 was telling the truth. I mean, I guess I knew that. Oh. I should have looked more closely at what 9 was saying. 4, 8, and 9 contain an evil. So it would be 4 and 9. Anyway, we know that 4 is good now, so that's cool, because... Yeah, because of the bishop, the truthful bishop. Yeah, so... So architect is good. Good and corrupted. Okay, so 3 or 5 is the poisoner. Or, yeah, 3 or 5 is the poisoner. Oh, 6 is corrupted as well. Oh, I've identified everybody who's corrupted. Alright, goodbye judge, goodbye architect. And, yeah, that was close, but we got there. Alright, well, that's, it's a good 25 wins. Good job, team. That's where I'm going to call it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.